Hey everyone, are you ready to go on an amazing journey? We're about to explore a true story full of adventure, excitement, and incredible changes.
It's a great question, isn't it? It kind of seems like magic, but it's actually something called a life cycle, a huge adventure that every single flowering plant gets to have. And you know what? We're going to follow it every single step of the way.
All right, every great story needs a hero. And for our story, the hero is this, a tiny little seed. I know it might not look like much, but trust me, inside, there's a whole new life just waiting to happen. Believe it or not, right now, this tiny seed is taking a super long nap. There's a fancy science word for it, dormancy. It's kind of like the seed is just sleeping, waiting for the perfect moment to wake up and start its big journey.
So, how does it stay safe during that long nap? Well, it's got its own little suit of armor. It's called a seed coat, and it's this tough layer on the outside. You can think of it like a warm, cozy blanket that keeps the tiny baby plant inside totally safe and sound until it's ready to grow. And here we go. This is the part we've all been waiting for. After its long, deep sleep, our tiny seed is finally about to wake up. This is where the real adventure gets started. You know, this whole waking up process has a special name. It's called germination. That's just the word for that magical moment when the seed finally cracks open and the tiny plant inside starts to grow. But what does it need to make that happen? It's actually super easy to remember. All a seed needs to get going is a little bit of wow. Yup, that's right. W is for water, O is for oxygen, that's the stuff in the air we all breathe, and the other W is for warmth. You give a seed some wow, and it is ready to go. And check this out, the very first thing that grows is amazing. Before anything else happens, a tiny little root pushes its way out of the seed, and it always grows downwards, digging deep into the dirt to hold the plant steady and start soaking up all that good water. Okay, so now its roots are down in the ground. Our little plant is ready for its next big step. It's time to reach for the sky. The very moment it pops its head out of the soil, we officially call it a seedling. It's still super small, but it has this brave little stem that grows up, always stretching towards the warm sunlight to get energy. So, what's the difference between this little seedling and a big grown-up plant? Well, a seedling is tiny, with a pretty wobbly stem. And it gets its first few meals from a little packed lunch that was stored right inside the seed. But as it gets bigger, it grows into a strong adult plant that can make its very own food. So how does it make its own food? Through this incredible process called photosynthesis. It's a big word, but the idea is simple. The leaves soak up sunlight, take in air, and use the water from the roots to cook up their own sugary food. It's so cool. The plant is basically its own personal chef. After all that hard work, all that growing and eating, our plant has finally reached the most beautiful and most important part of its adventure. It is all grown up. The big sign that a plant is finally an adult is when it starts to grow flowers. And these flowers aren't just there to look pretty. Nope, they have a very important job to do in the plant story. That's exactly right. The flower's biggest and most important job is to make new seeds. This is how the plant makes sure it can have a whole family that will keep growing for years and years to come. Now, to make those seeds, flowers need a little help from their friends. You see that tiny yellow dust? It's called pollen, and it has to get from one flower to another. So helpers like busy bees and butterflies and even the wind come along and carry that pollen around. After that happens, something truly magical starts. The flower transforms. The beautiful petals fall away, and it begins to turn into a fruit. The fruit's main job is to be a super safe house for all the brand new seeds that are growing inside. And this brings us to the grand finale of our plant's adventure. It has made new seeds, and now it's time to send them off on their very own journeys. And you won't believe how clever plants are about this. Some seeds have little fluffy parachutes so they can fly on the wind. Others can float on water to find a new home. Some even have tiny little hooks to hitch a ride on an animal's fur. And of course, lots of seeds are hidden inside yummy fruits that animals eat, who then carry the seeds far away. And there you have it, the plant's great adventure, all in 4 spectacular stages. It all starts with the sleeping seed. Then, the seed wakes up and becomes a sprout with roots. After that, the seedling grows into a strong plant. And finally, it grows a flower, which makes new seeds so the adventure can start all over again. From a tiny, sleepy seed, all the way to a beautiful flower sending its own seeds out into the world, what an amazing journey! This incredible cycle of life is happening all around us every single day. So, what do you say? What kind of plant adventure will you start next?